Okay, this is not what it looks like, and I can totally explain. Okay, you ready? So sometimes you think you just have to fart, and it ends up being a little bit more than that, and that's all I have to say about that. But other than my personal life, it is time for another video here on the Krabby Crew channel, and this week we have an absolutely epic update for you. But as we prepare the update and our videos for the rest of the week, I thought this would be a good time to review the units that have been added to SpongeBob Tower Defense in the year of 2025. If you didn't know, this game came out in December of 2024, and that means we are in year 2 of its existence, and I thought it'd be fun to go over the units that released in the first 12 months and make a tier list. This is before all the prismatics released and before some of the recent updates, but hey, who better than the dude that made the game to make the tier list, am I right? Well, it was actually many dudes and many dudettes that made this game, but I designed it. Oh, I always overzoom, I'm sorry. But before we get into this video, do not forget that we are going to have a code hidden somewhere in this video, and this week code crates are coming. If you don't know what a code crate is, I'll kill you. Just kidding, I'll explain. So basically a code crate is an exclusive crate that you're going to be able to get from this channel exclusively, from our videos and from our YouTube live streams that are going to give you exclusive units, pets, mounts, and more. It is coming out with this week's update, so stay tuned. And do not forget to like this video right now because I said so. No other reason. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I'm going to drop some prismatic treasure chests on your face. Also, subscribe and turn on those notifications because when those code crates drop, they're only going to be out for like an hour each. So if you miss the video or the live stream, you are done for, my friend. And you will never have the exclusive units or anything exclusive ever again, and you will be made fun of. It's a dark, dark world that we would live in if you do not subscribe. Okay, here we are on this beautiful tier list that covers every unit ever released in the game up until the prismatics release. So this is like Big Guy SpongeBob, all of that stuff. And what I thought is I'm not going to just make a tier list of the best units in the game because boring, duh, better rarity, better unit. I'm going to go through each rarity and assign different ratings. So it's like a common can still be S+ of the common category. And obviously, since being on this game, we started developing this game in October of 2024. So almost 2 years ago. I've been on this game every day since. I hold a lot of warmth in my heart for some of these units. So let's start with the common, okay? We have common SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Gary, and Sandy. Now, we're going to start with SpongeBob. This is the starter that a lot of people started out with. I'm going to put SpongeBob in the B tier of commons. He's kind of like a line unit from what I remember. He blows bubbles out of his hands. I mean, he was pretty strong and decent because we knew people liked SpongeBob, so we wanted to make sure you had a chance at getting him and being able to use him. Then we have Patrick, who actually was like kind of a splash unit, and I'm going to put Patrick in the A tier because of that. He covered a little bit more area and just dealt more damage, baby. And then Squidward was like a lamer version of SpongeBob. And then, oh, Gary, guys. Okay, can I pause real quick? I just need to talk to you, and I need to talk to you right now. Gary as a unit. If you were there in late 2024, early 2025, Gary was the unit, guys. He was a unit that had slow ability, and yes, he did not deal a lot of damage, and he was not very powerful. But if you had a Gary, and you had him, you know, max leveled. Stars weren't even in the game at that point. Oh, you were living large back then. That was the time. And because of that, Gary is going to go in the S+ tier of the commons because he is just the common unit, and Sandy's going straight F tier. I'm sorry, Sandy. She was single attack, not very great, very small radius. You know, overall, this is where the commons line up, okay? If you have yourself a Gary, you have an S+ tier unit. Now let's go to the uncommons, okay? Barnacle Boy, I'm going to drop him in the C tier of uncommons. Just an okay unit. Nothing to really write home about. I think he was single attack. I'm doing all this from memory, okay? I believe he was single attack. Then we're going to go to Barnacle Boy Patrick. Now, this is the S+ tier of uncommons, okay? This dude is like almost 2 times better than any uncommon unit. And he was made that way as like something sneaky. If you figured out he was good, you could put him on your team and have some slow with Gary and you just be rocking it. So he was a really good starter for a really, really long time. Then we have Bubble Bass, which I mean, I could put a lot of these guys ultimately. I'm going to throw Barnacle Boy here in the F tier. I'm going to put Bubble Bass in the C tier with, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name right now. Then we have Goofy Goober Waiter, who I'll put in the D tier. Gene was Pierce. Jean was actually pretty good when our Pierce became actually good, but the Pierce attack was so bad at first that he was horrible. But now that Pierce is good, I'm going to put him in the B tier of uncommons. And then this SpongeBob, Karate Bob, is actually a pretty good uncommon unit. I think he's still single attack, so I'm going to drop him A. So there we go. There's our uncommons and our commons. Are you taking notes? Are you taking notes right now? Because if you're taking notes, you need to join the game right now because I'm about to drop a prismatic treasure chest. Haha, see? This is why you subscribe. This is why you subscribe. If you're not in the game in the next 15 seconds, you're going to miss out on the prismatic treasure chest. And I'm only going to drop it right now. See, I'm also watching the live as we do this. And if you miss the drop, you're going to miss it. This is why you should subscribe. Outside of the code crates, I still do crazy stuff like this. Mwah. Okay, so as I'm probably in game right now, dropping a prismatic treasure chest on you, we're going to the rare units, okay? And as you can see, there are a lot more rare units than there are of common and uncommon. I think there's more of them combined than those two rarities. So we're going to go through this relatively fast, and I'm going to kind of skip around. Krusty Krab. Okay, this thing is still used to this day. People still have it in their loadout. It is an S+ tier rare unit. It's cheap to place. You can place a decent amount of them, and it gives you good starting cash. You need a Krusty Krab. And it was in the normal gem banner, so it was easier to get than like the bargain mart, which is better than this, but harder to get. So, because that was in the conch summon. So, boom. I'm going to put Krusty Krab S tier. Okay, S+ tier, I should say. Then we are going to go with some of the OGs. Slappy Laszlo. I know no one likes Slappy, but he also had a slow effect that everyone chose to ignore. Now, he was in the conch summon, so that puts a few against him. I would put him in the C tier or even B tier if he was gems, but I'm going to drop him down to D because he was in conch and he was harder to get and not really worth it. Now, we have Elastic Waistband. This dude was the king of starter units for months. He could not be beat. Everybody loved Elastic Waistband. He was in my lineup for at least like 2 or 3 months. Just the absolute best starter. Still, I think one of the best, if not the best rare unit. And then I'm going to go to Pearl, who was in the game at release. I'm going to put her at S tier. She was the rare unit that you wanted when the game dropped. She does full AoE, big damage radius, and just really controlled like Conch Street and our early maps that we had. Jellyfish Fields, the Krusty Krab. She could touch like 2 paths at once in a way with how big her radius was. So I would put her S+, but this Elastic Waistband really edges her out like crazy. So we're going to put Pearl in S tier. Okay, now we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going down this list. Fish Stick, he was a novelty. Pretty good unit. I think he's probably better than some of the ones above him, but he doesn't hold a near and dear place in my heart, so he's going B tier. But he is still really cool. Love you, Fish Stick. And then we have Old Man Jenkins, which this was a lot of people's favorite starter for a while. But ultimately, I believe like he got, beaten up pretty quickly. We're going to go D tier with him. Bubble Buddy, I'm going to put C tier. He holds a special place in my heart. Bang Geek Sandy is going S+. If you know, you know. Her attack was absolutely insane. And during the Bubble Bowl event, she was very sought after. A very sneaky good starter. I'm going to put Bang Geek Squidward in the S tier because he also kind of fell in the same category as Sandy. Was a really sneaky good starter. Then we have Grandma SquarePants. I'm going to drop her. She was better than him, so we're going to put her in the C tier. Mrs. Puff Camp Coral. The Camp Coral characters don't have as warm of a place in my heart, so I'm going to drop a lot of these Camp Coral characters in the F tier. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. It's just by the time they came out in game, they weren't necessarily needed, and most people moved on from rare starters, so they were probably super underutilized, and people probably really didn't care. Kevin C. Cucumber is going to go D tier along with his friend, Ooh, I don't know. I like this guy. I can't remember his name right now. Oh my gosh, I am blanking. But I used him forever. I'm going to put him at C tier. And then we have Squilliam Fancy Son, which is, was he full AoE? I can't remember. He was pretty good. I'm going to put him as a sneaky B tier, but he was in the conch. So because of that, I'll bump him down to C tier, okay? And then Sandy, I don't remember this unit even. We're going to drop her right there in F tier. I have not used this unit. He's an incidental from a recent update. I know he's going to be relatively good, so I'll toss him in with the Fish Stick here. Then Mrs. Puff is an old unit. With her, I think I'm going to just go F tier. I mean, it's almost like most of these could be F tier because you're going to only really focus on these top 2 tiers, maybe top 3 tiers. Then we have, this guy's from the Dunces and Dragons. I'm going to put him A tier. He's not as memorable to me. And then the Rock Bottom units, I'm going to drop this one into B tier. Okay, so that is the rares. Okay, how am I doing? How am I tracking so far? Are you guys enjoying where I am at here? Which is the best, which is the worst of each rarity? See, it's not your typical tier list because you could have a common in the S+. Okay, we're moving on to epic, which there's just as many epics as rares. Again, Camp Coral, I'm just going to throw them in the F tier. Nothing against them. I never really engaged with those units. We were beyond rare and epic units at that point. I'm sure they're good. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments that fight for them. Fight for them if you believe in them. But no. And now Atomic Flounder. This was a conch unit, okay? A conch unit. One of the first sought after conch units. You got him pretty commonly if you weren't getting Bubble Buddy and Slappy Laszlo. But he was like full AoE. It was smaller AoE, but I'm going to drop him in the A tier. He was pretty solid. Baby Prune's obviously an S tier unit. The lore around her, because she was in the game, I think in the second season pass, and the game still wasn't big yet, and very few people had her, and she was extremely, extremely sought after. So I am going to put her in the S tier just because of that. Now, the Bargain Mart, I'm going to drop to B tier. You don't really need, I'm going to drop it to C tier. You don't need it. Krusty Krab is good enough. You can start up the Krusty Krab way easier. It's just, you know, you don't need it. If you have it, use it. If you don't, you don't need it. And then we have, Granny Tentacles. I am going to put her firmly in the S tier as well. She's probably, honestly, one of the best epics here. I'm going to put her in the S+. She's an S+ epic. Thick Squidward here is an S. Patty Obsessed Squidward, I should say, is an S tier. Okay, Mermaid Man SpongeBob, actually very good epic unit. I'm going to put him right here in the S tier because he doesn't do full AoE or anything, but he is just such a good epic unit. He was in my lineup forever. Larry the Lobster did that, like, ground and pound line damage. He was a great unit. I know a lot of our YouTubers use him forever. He's going to get B tier treatment. He was a starter unit. We have the Dirty Bubble, who I think I'm going to drop to C tier treatment. The Band Geek epic units. I know they were good, but they weren't anything to write home about. I think I'm gonna put Patrick in A, and then I'm gonna put Plankton in B. So that works out. Karen, no, she's gonna be an F tier epic. And then we have this Plankton. I know it's not the normal Plankton, but I'm just going to throw him in F tier too. I'm going to put Mandy in F tier. Princess Pearl, I know we purposely made her really good as an homage to the original, but she wasn't like crazy good, so we're going to drop her down to B tier as well. Ripped Pants SpongeBob. This dude's an absolute legend. I can't decide S+ or S. S+ or S. I mean S+. I think he's better than Mermaid Man SpongeBob, but not as good as Granny Tentacles, but he was a sneaky good unit. This dude from the Rock Bottom update, he was pretty good. I'm going to just throw him C tier, though. Like, I don't even really remember him. Texas Sandy, I'm going to put her D tier. I'm going to put, I know these units are all good and relatively powerful because they've released recently, but they don't hold a special place in my heart, so I'm going to put a few of them in the D tier. I'm going to put her in the C tier because I know she was season pass, so she was pretty solid, but none of them were anything to write home about. A lot of our epics became some fodder, just like to have more units in an update. Same with our rares towards the end, but at the beginning of the early game, they were actually great units, so there we go. That's why you see it how it is. Are we in agreement right now? That's all I got to know because this feels pretty good to me. I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe you could move Patty Obsessed up to here. Maybe you could argue Baby Prunes up to there, but I'm pretty happy with where they are. Now we have Band Geek Pearl, which I know was really solid for the legendaries because we are moving on to legendaries here. I'm going to probably toss her in the B tier as well. This Band Geek SpongeBob was better than her. He's A tier. Doodle Bob, you're going to go D tier. He was an original legendary. Ooh, Dream Patrick. He was conch. I'm going to bump him down to S tier because he was conch and he was harder to get, but this dude was so good when he came out. I remember he went 295 waves when everything else was like topping out at like 210. The Flying Dutchman, an OG, pretty well sought after, but I think he's going to get the treatment of, I'm going to put him C tier. It's just nothing to write home about. Now, Handsome Squidward, dude. This guy was in the treasure chest when we introduced treasure chests in AFK mode. And this guy was just absolutely amazing. I think he did slow, like stun basically, and he was just so powerful, so OP, easy to get. So S+ tier, man. I miss you. I miss when you were meta. Camp Coral, sorry guys, you're going F tier just because I don't know. I didn't play with you guys very much. Tango Karen can go F tier as well. Perch Perkins, I'm going to put in the A tier because he was from our Roblox event. He was really fun to grind for, playing the new map with all the chaos and disaster. So he's going to go A. Muscle Bob Buff Pants, he's going S. If you know, you know. He was just so really just amazing, easy to get to from our what is it? The Goo Lagoon update. The Mayor's pretty solid. I'm going to drop him in an A tier as well. Then we have this guy from Rock Bottom, Love World SpongeBob. We're going to put him B tier. Night Sandy, I just don't remember her that much. So and like same with these Rock Bottom guys, like nothing that crazy to write home about. Miss Appear, she's going to go D tier. What Mr. Krabs is this? Is this the original Mr. Krabs? When he dropped, he was pretty good, but I think it's still like nothing that like I'm like thinking that much about. He was relatively expensive to place. So honestly, I'm going to drop him C tier. And then Old Man Walker, we're going to go A tier with him. He's pretty solid. Then we have the Wizard Plankton, which, again, none of these guys were anything to really remember. Snow Mollusk is funny, okay? Snow Mollusk is one of those that, like, was in the game from, like, literally month 1, essentially, with our Christmas update with challenges in that week 1. So that alone, and th+they're still in the game and obtainable to this day. So they've been in the game for, like, 14 or 15 months. That is, like, a record. I mean, we're just going to have to put him in the S+, or her, because it's just so good. Spot, I'm sorry, dude. You're going literally F tier. Buff Sandy, I don't think I've ever played with her. I know she's good. I'll put her C tier, and I'm going to put this character in the D tier. Okay, now we are on to Mythic units, and there is a lot of Mythic units. 3.5 rows of them. So we're going to be fast with this, okay? Let me spot out ones that I know we just loved and were hype right from the beginning. So let me find them. The Quickster, absolutely great unit. I mean, he was so good when we dropped raids. I just feel like this guy deserves some pretty good treatment, so I think I'm going to, like, bump him. I want to put him S, but I think that might be pulling the trigger early. I'm going to put him in A tier as a Mythic, and then, you know what, who I know is going to go S, or, yeah, I'm going to put him in, no, I'm putting him in S, not S+. Who I want to put in S+, though, guys, is the legend himself, Realistic Fish Head. He was in the game since release. He was the meta forever. Everyone loved him, and Smitty is going to get the same treatment. There was always a back and forth debate on who was better. I think Realistic Fish Head ended up winning that debate, but it was very, 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 very close. So I'm going to put those two guys together, and now we're getting into some other Mythics here that are a little more obscure that I didn't play as much with. Obviously, Hibernation Sandy. She's got to get that S+ treatment as well. She was in the Magic Conch. She was hard to get. She was extremely sought after. So that's why she's going to get S+, even though she was Magic Conch, which made her so much harder to get, but I mean, everyone loved her. Richard, otherwise known as the Hash-Slinging Slasher, his Mythic unit, I think no one wanted, so we're going to drop him in the D tier. Sorry, Richard. He was like a consolation prize in the treasure chest as you were going after Hash-Slinging Slasher. Then we have the Band Geeks. Again, these were pretty solid. Like, I remember Mrs. Puff being pretty good. I mean, I'm going to put Krabs in the C tier, Mrs. Puff in the A tier. I remember him being good, but I know no one used them, like, that long. We had Captain Magma. I am putting him in the S+. He was, I think, our first Raid Shop unit, and it's something you really had to grind for. He was very low quantity for a long time, like low exist count. So he's going to go S+. That doesn't necessarily mean he's the best unit. Then we have Barnacle Man. He came after Captain Magma. He's going to go A tier. I still don't think anyone was that obsessed with him. We have Bert, which people love, but I'm going to throw B tier. We have the Injured Squidward, which I'm going to throw C tier. This doesn't mean they're bad. It's also just like out of like how much I care and love them. I'm going to put Bubbles in the S tier. They were a season pass unit people actually loved and were obsessed with. Who else? Ooh, GG Rock, dude. GG Rock was like our first unit with like 0 cooldown essentially. And because of that, everyone wanted him. S+ for him. But if you guys get my drift, I'm basically grading them based on how good they were, but how fond I remember them and how much people love these units. And that's kind of what's weighing into all of this. The Tattletale Strangler, I'm going to put A tier. He's another great unit that everyone liked. What else? King Neptune, dude. Sorry, you're going to go F tier. He was good. People liked him, but nothing to write home about. Actually, no. Man Ray's got to live alone down in F tier. I'm going to put King Neptune in D tier because Man Ray, no one wanted Man Ray. I'm sorry. He eventually got a buff and became better, but my gosh, in those early days, the Camp Coral characters, I'm sorry, you're going F tier. I just don't have enough experience with you. This dude, he's pretty scary looking, and because of that, he's kind of funny. He's going to go A tier. This I thought was a really cool unit when Rogue Mode released, but I don't think anyone cares, so I'm going to go D tier with the bus stop unit. It was a spawner, but I just feel like he only had a moment for like a week. The Glove World Glove, I'm just going to throw him in F tier, along with like Dirty Dan and this Patrick unit and Goofy Goober. Like, none of these guys were anything to write home about. All of these guys that I'm throwing down here, I mean, I think I could throw these Goo Lagoon guys in D tier, but I mean, a lot of these people, no one really cared. I just feel like none of these units were that sought after because the meta changed so much in the game. This is the Knight Long Legs. I'm going to throw him in A tier because I know he was kind of funny in meta for a little bit. But yeah, most of these guys, I mean, Filthy Phil from Tara Karate, or is that his name, Filthy Phil? I'm going to put him in the A tier. I know he was a little bit sought after, but Handsome Squidward, or no, like the Fabulous Squidward, right? I think that was his name. We're going to put him in D tier. I'm speed running some of these. The Cave Patrick, D tier. The Krusty Crushers, I'll give them C tier. Sea Rhino, I'll give C tier because he was hard to get at first. Mermaid Man. Oh man, Mermaid Man. Such a classic, you know, and he became meta for like a month or so. And I feel like because of that, he deserves a B tier treatment. Squawk, dude, you're going F tier. I'm sorry. I'm Dirty Dan, dude, you're going F tier as well. Tiff was okay. I'm going to go D tier with Tiff. Madam Hagfish, you're going to go F tier. King Krabs, I'll put you D tier. It's hard. I'm being pretty hard on these just because I don't have as many fond memories with a lot of these late game mythics because they just weren't really being used by me at that time. So I will move some of the movie ones into D tier because they were just funny. But then we have this one, which I don't know if this represents the newest cave unit or the old school one. I want to assume it's the old school one, which was our first season pass ever. I got to put that one in the S+, the Cave Bob, because he was our first ever season pass unit since we released the game. So he deserves some type of really good treatment. And I know he was very sought after once people figured out that they missed a unit. So for a while, I think there's only 10,000 that exist already. And now with superstarring and all that, there's probably hardly any that exist. So I feel like he's one of the more valuable ones. I guess these are all the ones that are valuable in my mind. Now we're moving on to the limited units. In February, we introduced our first ever limited, I believe, which was this Soaring Starfish, which, you know, funny enough, this Saturday is the Valentine's event. And because of that, it was kind of fun. I know people didn't like the unit, so because of that, I'm going to drop it to a B tier, but it was our first unit that had like pursuit, and it was pursuing a full map, and it was just really unique for us as a team, so it's going to go B tier. Bemmy's unit. Bemmy doesn't make videos on the game anymore, so F tier. Sorry, Bemmy. And then we have the Breakfast Monster, which was craftable. I know he was hyped for a little bit. He's going to go C tier. Then we have the Dueling Patrick and SpongeBob, which I'm going to put in D tier. They weren't as hype as we wanted them to be. Cuddly Hugs was hype-ish. We're going to drop them in C tier. Easter Bunny SpongeBob, F tier. I'm sorry. I know you guys don't like him. Fishnet Patrick, B tier for the memes. The gorilla from that event that we did, I just love that event. We're going to go B tier. We threw them in the AF cave, and I feel like they became pretty common. I'm going to toss them actually D tier. I'm sorry. This is for completing your index. I think he's like Invincibob or something. This is definitely an S tier unit in my opinion because it's very rare. You have to... now, obviously, we have new rewards for completing the index, but this was the original one, so he's going to go up there. The Lionfish. It was hype when boss battles came out, but I'm going to just throw him F tier. Made SpongeBob for the memes is going to go B tier. The Gladiator SpongeBob, dude. I'm going to put this guy A tier. He still is very rare, but, like, not, I mean, obviously, leaderboards are gone now, but I just don't know if he deserves S+. He is really rare. I mean, these two you could argue that they're S+. I'm going to put the index one at S+ and him at S, okay? I feel good about that. That feels good. We have Patricia. I'm going to throw her D tier. We have Riggs or Ricketts or something. I can't remember. I'm going to throw him F tier. Secret Agent Patrick. This is the first time we ever did like a limited quest line, and it was actually fun. And I remember people liking it when he first came out, and it was like a fun grind. I'm going to put him A tier. He holds a place in my heart. The Moth. Oh, the Moth. How did you get the Moth again? I feel like it was another secret agent type task, and I'm going to drop him in D tier. Then we have these two hillbillies. I'm going to put him in C tier for the memes. This dude is definitely going in B tier for the memes. We're going to put this guy in F tier just because nobody cared. Ice Spice. F tier. Sorry. Just kidding. We'll put her D tier. She gets D tier treatment. Captain Plankton for playing one of our other games. I'm going to put him in C tier. He was pretty solid, actually. My friend, you're going to go in F tier. Pioneer Patrick's going in F tier. Pioneer Rock! Oh, it's not just a boulder. It's a rock. We're going to put him, obviously, for the memes. He is going to go S+, okay? This dude deserves S+.
That's just a stupid boulder.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. A rock. A rock. It's a big, beautiful old rock.
I mean, the Mount probably deserves S+, but we love Pioneer Rock in our hearts. He gets an S+. Like, Pioneer Rock became such a cultural movement in SpongeBob Tower Defense. It was a meme for, like, months. So, S+ for him. And then F tier. Oh, this obviously S+. With myself, I am the greatest. I'm just kidding. I'm going to put myself because I was very common and easy to get after a while. But it was exciting because it was the mark of admin abuse starting. I'm going to put myself in B tier. Now we're in the exciting parts of the secrets and exotics, okay? We're starting with the secrets. Alaskan Bullworm. This dude was in the conch summon. I am going to put him at literal S tier. He was so good, so exciting. If you pulled him, you were beyond excited. You know, he's going S+. He is going S+, because the excitement that you would get when you pulled an Alaskan Bullworm in the early game was just unmatched, and everyone rode that in the community for like a month. Then we had Cyborg Plankton in the gem summon. He was really exciting for the longest time. That's why he's going to get S tier. He's still in the game now. I'm sure people would put him in the F tier now, but he's going to go S tier with just how exciting it was to pull him. The Bikini Bottom PD, I'm going to put them in C tier just because, I mean, pulling him wasn't as fun. It wasn't like that exciting moment. Same with the Bubble Popping Boys. They're a great unit, but just the excitement was a little gone there for secrets at that point. So he's going to go D. Bunker Boys, they're going to go S+. Because they're part of the Crew Plus 12-month subscription, and they were so rare for so long. They're less rare now as time has passed. So you know what? No, I'm going to keep them there because that's their relic. They will be remembered for being like the rarest and most sought-after unit for a long time in SpongeBob Tower Defense. Dennis, I'm going to put B tier. He was very sought after for a while out of the challenges. You know what? He was pretty sought after and hard to get. I'm going to go A tier with him. Then we have Dream Gary, dude. Dream Gary, I have so many good memories with Dream Gary. He replaced the Gary unit for many people if you were able to get him. He was just the most OP slow unit in the game, and he dealt so much damage. Dungeon Master also is going to get S tier treatment. He was from our Dunces and Dragons raid event. Really hard to get, very rare unit. Everyone was talking about him for a really, really long time. Then we have the Hash Slinging Slasher, which I just had to put in S+ because he was our first secret in the treasure chest system. Everyone wanted this unit. Every single person in the game. Everyone at one point, if you've played the game and this was out, you wanted this unit. So he goes S+. Baby Pearl, I'm going to put you in the D tier. Not that exciting. King Jellyfish, F tier. Maximus, F tier. Wormy, a little bit rarer, but D tier. The movie units, D tier. D tier. C tier for Patrick. Okay, so Nosferatu, he was fun and exciting. A lot of people talked about him. He was in crafting. He was relatively easy. I'm going to drop him B. Plankton, I'm going to put C tier. Redbeard Crabs, he's actually still one of the sneaky best secrets in the game. And because of that, I'm going to put him A tier. Like, he's still one of the best per wave units for like doing endless runs or doing story runs or anything like that. So he's going to get an A tier squeeze. The Robot Mantis, this is going to get S tier for the lore. So S+ tier for the lore because they were an AFK unit that you had to AFK for 40 days of total hours spent to get. Very rare unit, probably still to this day. So yeah, one of the rarest units in the game most likely, and just a good part of our lore. Then we have this dude. I'm just going to throw these guys kind of F tier. Sea Bear is going to get an A tier treatment. Everyone wanted him. Squidosaurus Rex is going to get a B tier treatment. I don't even really know about this unit. I mean, that's how late she was released, so she's going to go D tier. Kina Karate is going to get D tier as well. This guy's going to get F tier. F tier. The Rodent is going to go B tier. I'm going to toss the Appetizer in D tier. And then this Robo Crabs in C tier. But now we have Spongehenge, okay? And this was our first ever big race, the race to Prestige 10. It was when the game was relatively new, definitely within the first 2 months of the game's release. And this was the most sought after unit. It was so hard to get for such a long period of time. This was way before admin abuse, way before any big XP boosters or anything like that. So when people that had this unit, it was a massive flex. This had value in the game for like half a year. That's going to go S+. Now we're into our exotic units, okay? And the first exotic I have to start with is Hydra Karen, okay? This is the first ever exotic, the introduction to exotics. It's going to go S+, because it was another one that was super sought after. Everyone wanted it. It was hard to get. Then we're going to put Mimic Bob. I know how you guys feel about Mimic Bob. You don't like him. D tier. Sand Robot Patrick was in the Sand Crate. This was our first ever free-to-play exotic. And you just had to play in the game, and the more you played, the more crates you earned. So if you engage with the game, you potentially got him. I'm going to put him S tier. Good memories there. This is one of the rarest exotics in the game, if not the rarest exotic, the Sad Clown Squidward. His exist count is so small. If you guys care about trading value, like, this dude is going to be worth something when net worth comes out. So this is really, really exciting. I'm going to put him in S+. And he's in the Challenge Crate 2.0 if you didn't know. Same with, we're going to go with Primitive Gary. I think that's his name, or it's Prehistoric Gary. Prehistoric Gary. He's going to go S+. Again, very sought after. He was part of the Olipop collab last year. Not a lot of people got him, so he's going to go S+ as well. Still a sought after exotic. Then we have Painty, who's so common. There's over 1 million of him. Filthy Boys as well. Sure you guys don't care about him. He's F tier. King of Karate, still very hard to get. I'm going to put him in the S tier, but not S+. Then we're going to put Plankton Robot in the D tier. He's from Admin Abuse. Jellian Leader. Wait, who did I just move to the S tier? Oh, there's 2 of this guy. Okay, so we'll ignore the second Tower of Karate guy. This was pretty hard to get for a while, the skeleton fish, but became easier. I'm going to put him B tier. They were sought after and talked about for quite a while. Chum Brute, no one really talked about him. Same with Big Guy SpongeBob, one of the best exotics in the game, but I'm going to put him C tier because of that. Cyclops, I don't know if anyone really cared. Same with Jellian. This is a dupe, so I'm just going to keep him here. And then Pat the Hapless, I'm going to go C tier as well. There we go. This is my official tier list. Let's see. Can I fit it all in the screen at once? No, I cannot. You can't see the F tier, but who cares about them? Here is where we are at, S+ through D. Now, this isn't just based on who's the best unit in the game. It's like who's, one, very rare, who's, you know, the best, who's got the fondest memories, like who was like most excited about those units during that time. So that is my official tier list of the units in year 1 of SpongeBob Tower Defense. All I have to say, as a team, we are so thankful you guys are still playing this game in year 2 of it existing. That is not very common on Roblox, and we are so excited to be part of your everyday play here on Roblox, because I mean, it's just a great honor to make this game for you guys and to be able to do this in partnership with you. And we're so excited about the things we have coming up on our roadmap. The next few months are going to be so exciting. The rest of the year is going to be so exciting. Stay tuned. But here's the code, bing, bing, bing. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow with some update leaks. Bye-bye.